Debt servicing gulps 13.17 trillion naira under Buhari. Education suffers. The federal government spent nothing less than 13.17 trillion naira between 2016 and March 2022 under the regime of the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari, an analysis by The Punch has revealed. Findings by The Punch also showed that during the same period, the government budgeted 4.4 trillion naira for education amidst constant criticism by stakeholders, including the Academic Staff Union of Universities, about the low funding of the sector. According to information from the Debt Management Office, from 2016 to March 2022, servicing local debts gulped 10.77 trillion naira, while the government spent 2.4 trillion naira, which is $7.84 billion, to service external debts. The amount spent on external debt servicing was converted to Nigeria at the CBN's exchange rate for the year. For instance, the naira-dollar average exchange rate for 2016 was 197 naira and 305 naira in 2017 respectively. It was 305 naira in 2018 and 360 in 2019. It closed at 380 naira and 420 naira in 2020 and 2021 respectively. From January to December, a total of 1.2 trillion naira was spent to service the country's domestic debts in 2016. During the same year, 369.60 billion naira was budgeted for education. The figure for domestic debt servicing rose to 1.4 trillion naira in 2017, while the budget for education in the same year was 550 billion naira. In 2018, the country's domestic debt servicing bill rose to 1.8 trillion naira, with education at 605.8 billion naira. It did come down a bit in 2019 to 1.6 trillion naira, with 620 billion naira budgeted for education. On the other hand, external debt servicing gulped 353 million naira in 2016, and it went up to 464 million naira. Actually, $464 million. Sorry, let's get the currency right. It's so many numbers, right? But I think we need to clear some key definitions here because this would leave us very confused. So to define what debt servicing means, and of course it means, well, from what Google has said, debt service refers to the money required to pay the principal and interest on an outstanding debt, keyword outstanding debt, for a particular period of time. So now it's not just paying the debt, but obviously the interest is there, but then obviously when it's outstanding, of course it's going to accumulate. Now the problem is, with the country's level of productivity, which I do not doubt, I'm telling you, Nigerians are not lazy, okay? If anything, obviously productivity has to be increased and can be increased. Nigeria has, the skill set with those that go to school and just Nigerians in general and the population, I do not doubt that productivity can literally skyrocket. That's why we know ourselves and we know the potential that we can have. The problem is the money that is being spent. Where is it? Because you cannot, these figures, are even too huge. We're talking billions and millions in dollars. So now you have this much investment. You cannot have debt servicing up to more than 10 trillion naira and you are investing 600 billion naira in education. Doesn't make sense. You can definitely invest more. 100%. 100%. And to think it's public university, so you do pay some money, but the fact is you have other countries that are giving out loans. They are out here giving out loans. So what they're spending on education is literally nothing at all. They need to increase it to 100%. Are you trying to say the countries that give out loans don't know what they're doing? Of course, when you look at the when you look at paying it back and looking at, other things, it is not perfect, but the essence of it is to build your workforce. It is to build your labor force in the country. It is productivity, because at the end of the day, they will end up paying the loans back, and after a certain, obviously the amount you earn would determine how much is taken from you, but it will get to a certain point. You must have probably worked for the country, paid your taxes, paid so many taxes, and you're probably in a very high taxing country, to be honest, and Nigeria doesn't tax high, so we can argue that. But the point is, education, I mean, with the strikes, they're not investing enough. And if you have outstanding debts, that's what I'm saying, you cannot take out this much money. What results do you yield? Why is it accumulating every single year? And then to think how the naira is depreciating, just fluctuating. I mean, again, if you look at this, the economy itself on the graph, it's literally up and down. That is normal. But in Nigeria's situation, it's too volatile. It's too volatile. Why? So now, the problem is, what are you going to do about it? Because really, if you want to have a new government that comes in, the debt is still there. Who's gonna pay it off? And we need to hold. In fact, the CBN governor, the whole CBN, I mean, I don't even know. These people need to be held accountable. Where did you spend this money on? You cannot take out such huge sums of money and your country cannot count for the productivity. What did you use it to do? Because if you're taking out loans like that, I mean, your productivity you must be yielding results. You must be yielding in results and values that would exceed, and you would pay it back. But then to now think that you don't produce at a level where you can actually pay back the loans, and then it's outstanding. Do you know how embarrassing that is? So this, of course, is under the APC government. At the end of the day, no matter what party goes in there and whoever you vote for, you just have to make sure, as Nigerians, make sure that whoever we're putting there will first of all listen to us. And even if they do not, in like this case, what power do we have? We can't just be like, you know what, let's wait 4 years. No way. There is no way. If you don't have ways to hold people accountable, put individuals under trial, and ask the right questions, then there's literally no point of this country. Literally. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.